Hi, everybody. How's it going? All right. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, to the 2018-19 Contra Costa County Teacher of the Year Gala celebration, dinner, soiree, everything. Go ahead and clap. Yes. You can go ahead and enjoy your salad as you listen. My name is Terry Caney. I am the Chief Communications Officer for the Contra Costa County Office of Education, and it is my pleasure to welcome you here tonight. 46 years now, the County Office of Education has been involved in the annual Teacher of the Year program. That's right, this is our 46th anniversary of recognizing and celebrating educators in Contra Costa County. Hey ho! Tonight, we celebrate the most noble profession on the planet Earth. It is the one profession that creates all other professions. Let me say that one more time. Teaching is the one profession that creates all other professions. How important is it to be an educator, right? So tonight, we honor those who prepare young people and adults for the world that awaits them. And we have what we believe is a fun and inspiring night in store for you as we celebrate and congratulate 22 Teachers of the Year from 17 school districts, the County Office of Education, and the Contra Costa Community College District. Yes! So, first things first, does anybody belong to this cell phone? It was on the round table just outside there, so I'm going to go ahead and take a selfie with it if you don't mind. And we'll get everybody, oh crap, I don't know your password, sorry. So whoever it is, just tell me your password real quick. 5032, okay, hold on. Sorry. No, seriously, whose cell phone is this? It has like a dark blue case, and this is what it looks like when it illuminates. Anybody? Anyone? Anyone without a cell phone? Okay, it's mine now. All right. So, if you are into social media, then we invite you to post your pictures, your thoughts, your stories, your jokes from the evening on Twitter and Instagram. Please use hashtag CocoToy. And if you don't already, please follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CocoSchools. So I'm going to see if this person has Instagram or Twitter. Yep, nope, they're on Instagram, and they just posted, oh, no, that's not good. Oh, boy, you want to check that last Instagram post, my friend, because it's not healthy. Yeah. Okay, so, as is customary, we just do not want this to be your normal, regular, everyday, run-of-the-mill, rubber chicken dinner. No offense, Hilton, because the meal is fabulous. But I can promise you this year there's no gimmicks. No carpool karaoke. No crazy Bitmojis. We're going high class. That's why I have the monkey suit on. We're going high class this year. And if you haven't noticed, with all of our decor, that really it's kind of resembling the Oscars, because that's what our teachers are worth, right? Give them a round of applause. So this year, our theme is Star Power. And believe me, the stars are out tonight. 22 of them, in fact, and you will have the pleasure of meeting them very soon. So tonight, we're going for Academy Awards. But what would the Academy Awards be without? Oscar. You don't have to laugh. Yeah, that's right. That is me. And no, it's not anatomically correct. Thank you very much, Gagnons. No, star power is our theme for tonight. Teachers set the stage for student success. We have actually custom Oscar Bitmojis for each one of our teachers who you will see tonight. So you can look forward to that. So everybody having fun so far? Yeah. Right on. Hopefully you were able to see some old friends and make some new ones. Right now, however, what I would like to do is invite up to the stage one of my new friends to provide our official welcome for tonight. Please welcome the President of the Board of Education for Contra Costa County, Dr. Fatima Allen.
Thank you, Terry. Good evening.
Good evening.
Tonight, 22 men and women from 17 school districts, including the County Office of Education and the Contra Costa Community College District, will be recognized for the amazing work they do and for dedicating their lives to helping children and adults become successful in the world that awaits them. Let's give them a round of applause. So we have the privilege of serving 177,000 students across the county as members of the Contra Costa County Board of Education. More than 177,000 public school students in our county are being impacted every day by the passionate teachers who greet them at the classroom door and hug them as they enter the classroom and inquire, how are they doing today? And tonight, we honor not just the 22 nominees, but all of our teachers when we honor our Teachers of the Year. I am joined tonight by my fellow board members. Please give them a round of applause because I could not do this work without each and every one of my colleagues. Christine Dean, Area 2. Vicky Chavez, Area 3. Mike Maxwell, Area 4, who's always working. And Jeff Bell, Area 5. On behalf of the entire Contra Costa County Board of Education, it is truly my privilege to welcome you here tonight. And what would a recognition like tonight be without student entertainment? And tonight, you are in for a treat, as I would like to invite to the stage our student entertainment for this evening. San Ramon Valley High School Choir. So as they join me on stage, right now we ask for your undivided attention for Director Ken Abrams and the San Ramon Valley High School Choir.
Thank you. Well, we just got back to school like many of you did, so this is our actual very first public performance, which is exciting. And we are getting ready for a concert which is across America. So this has songs from a couple of different places, but we feature specifically Kansas City. So our first song is called Kansas Boys. So this is called The Buying of the Time. It's very exciting to be here. I was Teacher of the Year for San Ramon Valley Unified in 1996, which seems like only yesterday, and then you grow up and you die, right? But it's exciting, and I told my kids this is a very worthwhile event for us to be at. So congratulations to all the teachers, administrators, or anybody else out there tonight. You ready?
Don't you fall in love with no Kansas boys? For if you do, your fortune it will be. Okay, comedy and sassafras tea. Sassafras, 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 sassafras. Okay, comedy and sassafras tea. Sassafras, sassafras, sassafras tea. It'll take you out on a chance like heaven you do. There's so much against your will. Leave you there to perish on the pride. That's the way with the Kansas rain. Give me a home where the buffalo roam, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging where the cyclones are blowing all day. That's the way with the Kansas rain. That's the way with Kansas. Swing that pretty girl, round we go. Sashay right and a do-si-do. Hey ho, diddle-dum day. Swing that fire round and a diddle-dum day. And a diddle-dum 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 day. They wore the week around. That's the way with the Kansas rain. If Kansas falls, and this falls is love. First it's tiny, then it's turtle, and then it's turtle dove. After then there is no such thing. Get up and get my breakfast, you know good thing. Hello. Listen to my voice. Don't you fall in love with no Kansas boys.
Thank you. Our second song is the traditional American spiritual Daniel, Daniel, Servant of the Lord.
Oh, the king cried, oh, Daniel, Daniel, oh, Daniel, Daniel, oh, that a Hebrew Daniel, servant of the Lord. Oh, the king cried, oh, Daniel, Daniel, oh, Daniel, Daniel, oh, that a Hebrew Daniel, servant of the Lord. Daniel, 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 Lord.
Among the Hebrew nation, one Hebrew Daniel was found. They put him in the lion's den.
He stayed there all night long. Oh, the king cried, oh, Daniel, Daniel, oh, Daniel, Daniel, oh, that a Hebrew Daniel, servant of the Lord.
Now the king in his sleep was troubled, and early in the morning he rose to find God had sent his angel down
to lock the lion's jaws.
Oh, the king cried, oh,
Daniel, 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 oh, that Hebrew Daniel, servant of the Lord. The king cried, oh, the king cried, Daniel, 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 oh, that Hebrew Daniel, servant of the Lord. servant of the Lord, that servant of the Lord.
So it's fun doing music from different lands, different cultures. This next one is from a different time. His name was James Taylor.
Whenever I see your smiling face, I have to smile myself because I love you. Yes, I do.
And when you give me that pretty little pout, it turns me inside out. There's something about you, baby, I don't know. Isn't it amazing a man like me can feel this way?
Tell me how much longer if I grow stronger every day. I thought I was in love a couple of times before with the boy next door, but that was long before I met you. Now I'm sure that I won't forget you.
And I thank my lucky stars that you are who you are. Not just another lovely lady set down to break my heart. Isn't it amazing a man like me can feel this way?
Tell me how much longer it will grow stronger every day.
Oh, how much longer I'm singing.
No one can tell me that I'm doing wrong tonight. Whenever I see your smile at me, no one can tell me that I'm doing wrong today. Whenever I see your smiling face my way, no one can tell me that I'm doing wrong today. Whenever I see you smile,
Whenever I see you smile,
whenever I see you smile, your smiling face.
And we'd like to close where we started, which was with Kansas City.
Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City.
I'm going to Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come.
I'm going up Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come. They got a crazy way of loving there, and I'm gonna get me some.
I'm gonna be standing on the
corner, 12th Street and Vine. I'm gonna be standing on the corner, 12th Street and Vine. With my Kansas City baby and a bottle of Kansas City wine. Well, I might take a train, I might take a plane, but if I have to walk, I'm going just the same. I'm going to Kansas City, Kansas City, here I come. They got a crazy way of loving there, and I'm gonna get me some Kansas City. I'm gonna pack my clothes, leave at the crack of dawn. I'm gonna pack my clothes, leave at the crack of dawn. My old lady will be sleeping and she won't know where I'm gone. Where he's gone. 'Cause if you stay with that woman,
Okay, one more round of applause for the San Ramon Valley High School Choir under the direction of Ken Abrams, who, as Ken mentioned, he was their school district teacher of the year back in 1996. It's funny, if you ask, you'll ask most either choir directors or instrumental music directors, and you say, hey, do you guys want to perform? You guys want to perform for our big event? And they'll say, oh, yeah, we'd totally love that. Yeah, when is it? We're like, it's in September. They're like, yeah, you know, I lost half my seniors, and so it's challenging for a group of young people this large to come and perform this early in the school year. So one more round of applause for that group of kids. And one more round of applause for our board president, Dr. Fatima Allen. Thank you very much. Fatima, you look ravishing tonight. And by the way, there is a female fox who's in search of her partner. Sorry. You can laugh. It's okay. Come on. We're amongst adults here. It's all good. All right. Now I have the privilege and the honor of introducing, for the last time, honestly, because this is her last Teacher of the Year Gala celebration as superintendent. So my co-MC, please welcome to the stage York County Superintendent of Schools, Karen Sakata.
Oh, don't rub it in.
Oh, sorry.
I'm going to do this one.
Okay. You do that one.
So thank you, Terry. Once again, this year, Terry and I will be co-MC. We'll be your co-masters of ceremonies. And one of my tasks is to make sure that Terry behaves. So if at any time he tells a corny joke or insults any one of you here in the audience, just let me know, and I'll smack him.
I should stand on that side because she can't go to her left.
I can go to my left.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I can. Seriously, I would like to welcome everyone here tonight. This is my very favorite event of the entire year. The Contra Costa Teacher of the Year program is seen as a model program throughout the state, and we're proud of what we do to honor our educators. We are here tonight to honor 22 exceptional people, Teachers of the Year, selected by their peers in districts throughout our county, as well as the county office and the community college district. But we're also here to honor the thousands of colleagues, the classroom professionals who each and every day instruct and inspire the 177,370 students in our K-12 system and county programs, and 56,000 more in Contra Costa community colleges. Will all of those professionals, all of the teachers and certificated support staff here tonight, please stand and be recognized. Stand, please. Where are you, teachers? Come on, all teachers, stand up. There we go. Let's also show our gratitude to more of the people who make schools work. Will all superintendents and school board members, past and present or retired, please stand up? We also have members of the board from the Contra Costa County Community College District with us. So please stand. They're over here. All principals and other district and site administrators, stand up. Stand up. All classified staff, please stand up. Our Contra Costa Community College District Chancellor, Dr. Fred Wood, President of Los Modanos College, Bob Cratcheville, and Diablo Valley College President Susan Lamb, and other community college representatives. We also have Marilyn Lucy, President, 32nd District PTA, as well as Annette Lewis, past President, 32nd District PTA, with us tonight. And while we're doing this, let's recognize all parents and community members who volunteer time in our schools. Please stand up and be recognized. Representing the following local legislators, we have Brandon Bratchler from the office of Congressman Mark DeSaulnier, Janessa Jones from the office of Congressman Jerry McNerney, Cora Young from Congressman Mike Thompson's office, Teresa Geringer from the office of Senator Steve Glazier, Mallory DeLauro from the office of Congressman Eric Swalwell, Don Pruitt from the office of Assemblywoman Catherine Baker, our local legislators have kindly provided certificates of legislative recognition for all of our teachers. So, thank you.
And also Judge Brett Kavanaugh. No, I'm sorry, he's not here with us. God, it was going so well, too. Gee. Yes. All right. Seriously, though, now let's acknowledge some of the wonderful people who make this celebration possible. As most of you know, the Teacher of the Year dinner, as well as the classroom grants that are awarded to all of our teachers, are entirely funded through generous donors. I ask you to join me now in giving a powerful thank you to those sponsors. They have shown that in Contra Costa County, teachers are appreciated. And that connection between business and education is strong here. This year, donors contributed nearly $70,000 to the program and classroom grants. As I name our major donors who are present, will all those representatives of those organizations please stand so that we can express our appreciation. Our title sponsor is Chevron, Lauren Lyon, should I go ahead and tell it? All right. No, I won't. I tried to use my Chevron card on the way here, but all it did was give me gas. Sorry. I'll stop. You can use that one, Lauren. Okay.
I did.
Chevron has been our proud title sponsor for many years, and this might be the last. And we are so appreciative of all that they do for all of our educators in Contra Costa County. Our visionaries who are present here tonight, whose donations are valued at between $5,000 and $10,000. The Dean and Margaret Lesher Foundation. Longtime supporter Melissa Stafford Jones, please stand. Melissa, good to see you. St. Mary's College, represented by Heidi Marie Rambo and David Kraft, please stand. And Wells Fargo Bank, will Steve Hitchcock, Chris Potts, Christine Bonifacio, Natalie Aliga, and Regina Gentry please stand? Thank you, Wells Fargo. Now, please hold your applause until I finish crediting other donors present in various categories in alphabetical order. All of these donations are divided into classroom grants for our teachers or services for tonight's honorees. Please refer to your program for a more extensive list of our sponsors. Our benefactor level, Allegro Copy and Print, represented by owners Pete and Karen Smith, who are longtime supporters of this program. I asked you to hold your applause, and what do? I clap. Mike and Sherry Maxwell are with us in the house. They've sponsored our donor reception. Thank you both. Travis Credit Union, represented by Anthony Volker, Nasli Butrago, Kellen Rufian, and Jessica Leal. Please stand. Your playoff-bound, postseason-bound Oakland Athletics, represented by Josh Feinberg and Mike Rogers. Please stand, Josh and Mike. Thank you all for joining. By the way, I don't know if you all knew, but we, for the first time ever, the Oakland A's hosted our first ever Contra Costa County Teacher Appreciation Night. We had over 1,500 teachers and supporters of educators who were out on a rainy Tuesday night when the Warriors were playing a playoff game, but they were out on the field and it was a fun time. So thank you, Oakland A's, for all your support of education in Contra Costa County. And last but not least, from UC Berkeley Athletics, we have George Atkins, who allowed our Teachers of the Year to go on the field and do the coin toss. So, George, thank you, and thank you, UC Berkeley Athletics.
Go Bears!
I don't know if you all knew, but Karen is a Stanford grad.
Oh.
Did I get that wrong, too?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, sorry. And finally, our own organization, the Contra Costa County Office of Education, providing direct service to students and direct support to schools and school districts in our county. Round of applause. Yes. So please refer to your programs for a complete list of sponsors and be sure to thank them. I also want to thank our committee members, our volunteers, those who were on the selection committee. They will pop up on your screen. Final appreciation to them who worked so hard to make this evening a success. I'll ask those of you who are here tonight to please stand for a well-deserved round of applause. All of our community volunteers who volunteered this evening, who were judges and speech judges, selection committee who judged applications, all of that stuff. You know, Phil Arnold, just because you're 6'5" doesn't mean that you, looks like he's the only guy standing in the room. Okay, Karen, I think that's all the thank yous that we have for now. Okay. All right, so we're going to take a break now. We invite you to enjoy your dinner, your colleagues, and in about 20 minutes from now, we're going to get back up and we're going to complete our program. All right, bon appetit. All right, how about a round of applause for the Concord Hilton for being such a valuable partner for our Teacher of the Year program. And by the way, before the evening is over, we do have a special something from the Concord Hilton that one lucky winner in our studio audience tonight will win. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to say how that person's chosen. It's called a teaser. All right. Okay. So welcome back. Let's continue with our program as you enjoy dessert. Karen, are you ready to start the show?
Ready.
All right. I'm going to give you this one.
Okay. In just a moment, we'll be meeting and honoring the real stars for tonight. But first, we would like to take a moment to tell you about a few of the incredible things that the County Office of Education has been doing over the past year. First of all, we're excited to announce that we are now on TV. Yes, our agency has taken a lead role for educational television in Contra Costa County. We call it EdTV. And our agency is now managing the programming for Channel 32 Comcast, which is the community access channel specifically dedicated to education in Contra Costa County. We understand the importance of video when it comes to telling your story, and we're excited to be able to offer television programming opportunities for all districts and schools throughout Contra Costa County. We currently have approximately 6 hours of programming on EdTV each day, and it will continue to grow.
And by the way, Karen, tonight's festivities will be on EdTV. So you can see yourself on television, and trust me, we are going to play it over and over and over because it's community television, and we have control, and we can do that.
We also have two major initiatives we took over the last 2 years, and we continue to promote. One is the All Kids Are Our Kids Toolkit for Educators. It is chock full of resources, including dealing with student demonstrations, sample school-to-home communications, and classroom and other resources. It can be found on our website, cocoschools.org. The other is our equity initiative, entitled Allies and Advocates. The initiative features several events and activities throughout the school year, including 6 equity leadership retreats designed to support educational leaders to develop their own capacity to become effective champions of equity.
And this year, we have chosen to go in slightly a different direction. And we are going to tackle head-on the very public yet disturbing issue of school violence. Our countywide initiative this year is entitled Safe Schools for All. At the very foundation of this initiative, we are proud to announce our extensive partnership with Sandy Hook Promise. Our goal is to introduce Sandy Hook Promise programs. There are no-cost, know-the-signs programs in every high school and every middle school in Contra Costa County. We have a short video right now that we'd like to show you that we're about to go viral with, we hope, once it's finished. So just so you know, this video, that you're going to see some kind of watermark stuff in the background because the video is not finished yet, but this is the pilot. This is it. You're the first audience to see this, so don't be too harsh. It hurts us deeply to see violence on school campuses in our community and across the country. We know that if kids aren't safe or don't feel safe, they will have a difficult time learning and connecting. But we also believe, and research shows, that school is the safest place for kids to be on any given day. In Contra Costa County, we want to do everything we can to ensure that that never changes. That's why the Contra Costa County Office of Education has started its countywide Safe Schools for All initiative, and why we have chosen to partner with Sandy Hook Promise. The Sandy Hook Promise mission is to prevent violence on school campuses before it occurs by educating students and adults on their no-cost, know-the-signs programs. Together with Sandy Hook Promise and schools throughout our county, we are promoting a culture of inclusion and connectedness, where schools and communities come together to support young people so that violence on school campuses becomes a thing of the past.
Sandy Hook Promise is thrilled to partner with the Contra Costa County Office of Education to bring our no-cost, know-the-signs programs to more than 100 middle schools and high schools across the county. Like us, they're passionate about preventing violence before it happens through training and empowering students to know the signs and intervene to keep their classrooms, their schools, and their communities safe.
Safe Schools for All is not another slogan. It's the commitment that schools, school districts, teachers, and staff in Contra Costa County live and embrace every day. Thank you. Yeah, we thought it was kind of cool too. So we're going to be getting out to school sites to do a lot more filming because that video is going to really be the cornerstone of how we promote our partnership with Sandy Hook Promise. So we are very excited. And right now, I'm pleased to also introduce Alana Israel Samuels, our statewide region manager for Sandy Hook Promise, who is with us this evening. Alana, can you stand up? You're here somewhere. There you are. Alana, thanks for being here tonight. So on October 24th, we plan to hold our very first ever Safe Schools Summit. And we have invited every school district in our county to bring a small team of stakeholders as we formally and publicly launch our initiative and begin implementing Sandy Hook Promise programs in our schools. School districts, if you have not yet registered for our Safe Schools Summit, please do that soon. And I'm also proud to announce that we are partnering with the 32nd District PTA. Marilyn, Lucy, will you stand up, please, and be recognized? So prior to our Safe Schools Summit on October 24th at Pleasant Hill Community Center, we're going to have a parent coffee, and the parent coffee is going to be an intimate conversation with Nicole Hockley, who is one of the founding members of Sandy Hook Promise, who also lost her son Dylan in the tragedy at Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012. So our hope is to fill that room with as many parents throughout our county as possible. So please help us spread the word so we can do our best to try and get parents engaged in this initiative as well. So again, I want to thank Marilyn Lucy, 32nd District PTA, for your support of this initiative. And you can find more information on our website at cocoschools.org. And if you are a parent in our county, I encourage you to please go on and register. Okay, Karen, onward. As we mentioned earlier, our Teacher of the Year program is rooted in tradition. And while I won't mention the names of every teacher who has been named County Teacher of the Year, we do have a couple of them who are with us here tonight, and I want to invite them to please stand. We have Brian Wheeler, who is with us, 2015, from Martinez Unified School District. And we also have Marissa Ware from San Ramon Valley Unified School District, 2017. She was last year's Teacher of the Year, and I am proud to announce that both Marissa and Paula Roy, who were last year's County Teachers of the Year. Paula couldn't be here tonight, by the way, because she has back to school night. Priorities. Hello. So she's at De Anza High School tonight for back to school night. But Marissa is with us here tonight, and Marissa is going to help us to pass out the swag to our county, to our district teachers of the year. Okay, Karen.
So now it's time to meet the 2018-19 Teachers of the Year. Once again this year, we're doing things a little different. Rather than just telling you what we observed in their classrooms during each of our 22 visits to the teachers, we thought it would be nice to actually bring you to their classrooms. So we prepared a video that showcases each of the 2018-19 Teachers of the Year. We ask that you please remain quiet during the video, as it is homemade. Terry shot the footage, and so the audio is a little bit hard to hear. So please watch.
She's very nice and she helps us learn a lot. And she helps me when I have mistakes and when I need help in reading and writing, and like when I need help on a math problem, and she does fun art projects with us. Miss Almio is a good teacher because she's very awesome and loving. She always helps me when I have a problem to solve with my friend. Thank you, Miss Almio, for being a great teacher and teaching us a lot of things. Thank you, Miss Almio, for caring for us every day at school, and you are such a great teacher because you help us a lot. Thank you.
Mr. Barker is probably one of the best teachers I've had at Northgate because he makes the lessons fun, and this is a subject I really enjoy learning about, so the past 2 years being with him has really made my interest in sports medicine and medicine in general a lot greater.
So I think Mr. Barker has the extraordinary ability to really engage students in his lesson. He is always able to use hands-on activities and make the lesson incredibly interesting for his students.
Thank you, Mr. Barker, for making sports medicine at Northgate my favorite class over the last 4 years.
Thank you, Mr. Barker, for making me so interested in being a surgeon in the future.
Miss Chen is a great teacher because even though she's strict, she'll guide you to what you need to do right and be specific with the things when you cite evidence.
Well, Miss Chen is a great teacher because when she teaches, she puts a lot of humor into what she teaches, so it makes the class and what she teaches really fun.
Thank you, Miss Chen, for being the best teacher in the world.
Thank you, Miss Chen, for giving the best advice.
Something about Mrs. Gagnon is she genuinely really cares about her students, which shouldn't be rare nowadays, but it seems like it is. She's very inspirational, and she goes the extra mile for every single one of her students to make sure we have the tools to succeed in life.
What makes Ms. Gagnon a good teacher is that, for one, she's so enthusiastic that even if it's a lecture day and it's the entire period, you can't just help but stay focused and get so into the material, even if it's on World War II, because history is her main area of education, that you just want to get into it, you just want to get up with her, you want to go to the board, you want to participate, you just want to have fun with her. And she's also enthusiastic in the sense that she walks around the room, she involves everybody, she makes sure no one stays quiet and everyone feels comfortable.
Thank you, Mrs. Gagnon, for being the most inspirational teacher I've ever had and someone I truly aspire to be like one day.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. Gagnon, for everything that you have done, giving me a safe space to come and talk to you, making me feel like I'm your own child, even though I know you're a mother, but you make me feel like I'm your own. You make me feel like I can do anything that's possible, and you've also given me the skills to do that as well, and that there's no stopping. No matter what, there's only going forward.
I feel Ms. Giannotti is a great teacher because she explains things to people individually and sort of gives them a chance to learn while she's there to help them.
She explains everything really well, and she makes projects that are really interactive and everybody gets into it. So it's really fun to instead of just having papers.
Thank you, Ms. Giannotti, for being such a great teacher.
Thank you for being a great teacher, Ms. Giannotti.
Some of the best things about Miss Gonzalez are that she's very interactive with the students, and especially me and things. She lets us speak. For whenever we read a book, we like to act it out, especially if it's Shakespeare, and it helps because it's very interactive.
Ms. Gonzalez is a great teacher because she's always been there for her students, and whenever her students need help, she's always there, and she's respectful towards others, yet she likes to get along with everybody, and she's just a great person in general.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez, for being an amazing English teacher.
Thank you, Ms. Gonzalez, for always being there for me and plus actually being my friend and making my 9th grade year amazing.
Miss Hall's a great teacher because she always does a great job at teaching math, science, and everything else. She's great.
Miss Hall's so great because she never misses anything that she wants to say. She always says it and she specifies it.
Thank you, Miss Hall, for inspiring us to do our best.
Hi, I'm Liz Ibarra. I'm the principal at Mary Casey Black Elementary. Katie is a wonderful educator for many reasons. It really starts with her passion for including all of her students and making sure that all of them can achieve. And she finds wonderful ways to engage students, whether it's through visuals, whether it's through total physical response, and of course we just saw her in action with music. So she really will find any way to connect with kids and help them develop their language. And she does this with her knowledge and her expertise, but also her collaboration with her peers. Thank you, Mrs. Hallberg, for being the incredible person you are. You have students in the center of everything you do, and you put quality instruction in front of them every day, and we are so happy that you're a part of Mary Casey Black Elementary.
Miss Levin's a great teacher because she taught me how to do math. Miss Levin is really good because she taught us how to read and spell because. Thank you, Miss Levin, for teaching me how to read. Thank you, Miss Levin, for being a great teacher.
Yeah, it's this program is really good, and Cecil is a very, very good teacher. I've learned a lot of things from him, and it's nice, like going to school for a year and then working in the field while going to school, and I'm able to kind of broaden my view of just the whole industry as a whole.
Cecil Nasworthy is a great instructor, being that he's worked in the field for 50 some odd years. He's actually give us hands-on experience. He tells us how to control our intern level, get ready for our exams, and he's preparing us for the next world. And he's affiliated with all the refineries, and when you say Cecil Nasworthy, everybody knows who he is, and he's a great guy.
Thank you, Cecil, for training me in this job that I have now, making this program to where I know so many people that have good paying jobs and in this industry because of you.
Thank you, Cecil, for everything you've given me, all the experience, all the jokes, the love, the teasing, and I will miss you truly, and I do appreciate everything you've done for me and my family.
Something that's so great about Mr. Penning is that he's so funny and he's so encouraging. I also love the flexible seating. You can sit on bouncy chairs, wobble chairs, high desks. It really helps if you have like a lot of energy to help you learn better. Mr. Penning is a great teacher because he helps encourage you, and he doesn't give up on you very easily. He makes games out of learning. He helps us make songs for math, and he just makes learning fun. Thanks, Mr. Penning, for being the best teacher ever.
She teaches summer school, and we go on field trips. It's great fun.
Well, she's nice. She helps everybody and everything, and she likes it when I'm in the class because I help a lot of little kids.
Yeah, I like her because she's nice and she helps others and stuff. I mean, she's take us to stores and the mall. She's take us out and stuff.
Thank you, Ms. Perkins. You're the best teacher ever.
In making us love this program so much that we come back after we graduate, because constantly we have people who are off in college coming back to see him because everyone loves Mr. Lin.
I think Mr. R is really good because not only does he teach us stuff, but then he's also capable of like joking around. But like when he jokes around, he still teaches us stuff. Thank you, Mr. R, for pushing me towards music because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Thank you for pushing me to be the best musician I could be.
Miss Reed not only helps us learn and be creative with the way of learning, but she makes her different than every other teacher that I like, is that she helps me learn and have fun at the same time, which is something that no other teacher can do.
Miss Reed oftentimes represents the marginalized communities in her classroom through all of her curriculums. Whether we're reading a book that includes it, or we're having a discussion about something, she always makes sure to include every marginalized group that is there. Thank you so much, Ms. Reed, for making every single student feel that they have a place in society.
Thank you, Ms. Reed, for making English a fun class like it's never been before and helping me learn.
I really like Mr. Wu as a teacher because instead of him he'd teach you it, but he would sit there and make sure you understand everything. Like some teachers will just teach you something and then they expect you to teach it. Like he has no expectations. Like he would come at you even if you know it. Like you sure you know it? Like that's why I really like him.
I think what makes Mr. Wu a good teacher is that he tries and helps people a lot. He explains the lesson and he uses clickers where it helps you a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Wu, for being there for me and helping me graduate.
Thanks, Mr. Wu, for being a great teacher.
She's really good at teaching and she really explains well. Like if you need help, she will go up to you and just tell you and explain everything to you.
Yeah, she takes her time to try to help everyone and give everyone an equal amount of time of help, and yeah, she just guides you through everything pretty smoothly.
Thank you, Miss Alice, for being such a great teacher and for always being there for us, and especially me. I had you 2 years in a row and you've been great, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Alice, for motivating me to come to school every day, to just help me enjoy your class so much and just give us a good time and being our teacher. Thank you.
Oh, he's always fun, and he makes learning so fun, and he's friend. He helps us learn by being okay with if we have late work, he's okay, and he gives us awesome days, and I always look forward to his class.
Mr. Seymour's a great teacher because he teaches a lot about fun stuff and interesting books, and everything's just so interesting in his class, and I look forward to it every single day.
Thank you, Mr. Seymour, for getting me through 8th grade.
Thank you, Mr. Seymour, for making English so much fun.
Ms. Stark has the ability to morph her teaching style to every single individual person, and she makes her teaching style inclusive, so that way everybody's learning in their own different way, and that everybody's still learning. Although it may not be at the same pace, everybody's still learning and continues.
Miss Stark is an amazing teacher. She's one of my favorite teachers I've had ever, and that's mainly because she really cares for her students, and she always makes sure that you're doing well even outside of class, so in the classroom and outside the classroom.
Thank you, Ms. Stark, for always helping me grow and continually being a huge support in my life.
Thank you, Ms. Stark, for being the best teacher I ever had.
And I think Mrs. Stewman is an amazing teacher, and she won Teacher of the Year because she is great at making people understand math and making it really fun.
I think Ms. Stillman is Teacher of the Year because she's such a great teacher and she just makes you kind of not feel like you're at school and make you feel just normal, and she's a good teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Steelman, for being the best math teacher ever.
Thank you, Mrs. Steele, for being an awesome teacher.
Miss Walton's a great teacher because she cares so much about her students and actually puts time into seeing how they're doing. And she cares a lot about how they will be the next year. She's been really helpful, even though I got her halfway through the year. She's been able to help us after Miss Prater left, and it's been really helpful.
Miss Walton is just a great teacher in general because how she can handle so many different things. She handles the leadership, organizing every event, and she handles the learning skills, 2 classes of it.
Thank you, Miss Walton, for helping me get through my freshman year.
Thank you, Miss Walton, for taking me and all the other kids in my class in our times of need and helping us get our grades up and just keeping us on track.
Because he lets you do he lets you build your own imagination and lets you be creative in different ways, and he helps you with a lot of things that if you get stuck on.
He's very nice and kind, and well, his schedule is always so fun, and he always knows how to answer our questions perfectly.
Thank you, Mr. Westphal, for letting us build our own imagination.
Thank you, Mr. Westphal, for being the best teacher ever.
What makes Miss Winchell a good teacher is I like how she lets us go in during recess when we need help with stuff, and she makes some funny jokes sometimes. She'll help us a lot, yeah, with everything.
Miss Winchell is a good teacher because she explains us stuff when we don't understand it, and she gives us time, or she takes time out of herself to help us understand what we don't know, or she goes over everything.
Thank you, Miss Winchell, for getting us ready for high school.
How about that quality video? Actually, it was a whole lot worse, but thank you to Barrett Rada, one of our sponsors from Story Short Films, for making it a whole lot better than it actually was. But he also produced our Sandy Hook Promise video, so thank you, Barrett, for that. I appreciate it. Yes. Okay, Karen, you ready to bring up our teachers? Ready. All right, I think we're all ready. We're going to ask our first 10 teachers, by how you're listed in the program, alphabetically, starting with A, to please come up and line up on our left, your right. And as they do that, you can go ahead and do that now. Please give them a round of applause. All right. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. We are going to, as Karen announces your name, right, you are going to come up to the podium to receive your awards. And so, Marissa, where are you? Marissa, come on up, because Marissa is going to present you with your plaque. And Diane Morrell, where's Diane? Diane, come on up. And Diane is going to present you with your bag of swag. And there's plenty of swag in those bags, believe me. It's like there's 10 bricks in there. Oh, by the way, Diane, did you find your purse? No, not yet. So Diane lost her purse. It's like a light blue envelope-style purse with a shoulder strap. Anybody see it, have it, sell it, put it on eBay? Where is it? Somebody has it. Oh, bless you, my friend. Thank you. Trust me, we're all better for that. Yeah, it was getting pretty ugly for a while. Yay, okay. All right, so Karen is going to announce your name. And as you come up to the podium, you're going to come to this microphone. Everybody see? On my right. And you are going to tell us the name of a teacher who inspired you to become an educator. Okay? Karen, take it away.
Lynn Amelio, San Ramon Valley Unified School District, Bella Vista Elementary, grades 1 through 3, 16 years of teaching.
Many teachers inspired me, but one in particular was a county teacher for many, many years, and her name was Joanne Steen, and she taught first grade to my children, but she was also my mentor teacher, and she's why I'm here.
Glenn Barker, Contra Costa County Office of Education, Northgate High School, CTE-ROP, grades 9 through 12, sports medicine, 29 years of teaching.
You know what, I actually came down to California to get on with the San Jose Sharks, so this is a little bit of a U-turn. But I would have to thank my instructor at the University of Oregon, Rick Troxel. Thank you so much.
Joanne Chan, West Contra Costa Unified School District, Mira Vista School, grade 6 English History, 17 years of teaching.
Well, the teacher who inspired me, her name was Miss Raymond. She was my 5th grade teacher, and I remember that she invited me to read Dickens with her group, even though I spoke absolutely just minimal English as I was in ELD still. And I remember her just giving me a chance to read and enjoy literature with her. Thank you.
Shanna Gagnon, San Ramon Valley Unified School District, California High School, grades 10 through 12, social studies and iQuest, 8 years of teaching.
The teacher that inspired me to teach the most was my senior year government teacher. His name is David Richmond, and he actually taught me in a competitive course called We the People. And he taught us how to think for ourselves, how to find our own voices, how to build community, how to hold ourselves to really high standards, and those are things I try to do every single day in my classrooms. Thank you.
Cherie Giannotti, John Sweat Unified School District, Cartinas Middle School, grade 7, English and History, 12 years of teaching.
Well, I'm very fortunate to say that there is no one set teacher that inspired me to be here tonight. It's been a culmination of experiences from nurturing upbringing to amazing students, of course, and an amazing supportive friend, family, and support staff with my administrators. So, thank you.
Elizabeth Gonzalez, Liberty Union High School District, Heritage High School, grades 9 through 12, English, 9 years of teaching.
Hello, everyone. I would say that it started with Dr. Rose Barunda, who was a counselor at Liberty High School, and she was the first Mexicana that I knew that had gone to college. She did outreach to students in the middle schools, and I was one of those students that she helped to mentor. She introduced me to the wonderful teachers at Liberty Union High School, and 2 of them are here today, and they're the reason why I am a teacher. So Candy Aldana and Karen Collado. Thank you.
Bonnie Ha, Walnut Creek School District, Buena Vista Elementary School, grade 4, 8 years of teaching.
Mine would be my 1st and 2nd grade teacher, Mrs. Maddox, who taught me to love learning.
Katie Hallberg, Brentwood Union School District, Mary Casey Black Elementary, grades TK through 5, speech language pathologist, 15 years of teaching.
So I would definitely say my 3rd grade teacher, who happens to be another 3rd grade teacher. I found a friend that I haven't seen in many years, who I went from kindergarten through 8th grade here tonight, so he knows who I'm talking about. So Miss Seiler was one of my favorite teachers, but then my most inspirational teacher happened to be my dad, who is here. He taught for 36 years, spending the last 26 teaching kindergarten. So thanks, Dad. Love you.
Carol Levine is not able to be here tonight. She's retired, but she represents Orinda Union School District, Glorietta Elementary, grades 1-2, 20 years of teaching. And last but not least, Cecil Nasworthy, Contra Costa Community College District, Los Medanos College, electronic technology teacher, 48 years of teaching.
It's been a long story. I started a vocational technical school back in Georgia called Swainsboro Area Vocational Technical School. And Peter Gunn was a great instructor to get me started in the electronics field. And I will always remember the lessons that he taught and got me going on the right path. And shortly after I graduated, they hired me to come back and teach, and I've been teaching ever since.
Congratulations. And then Cecil. So now we'd like to invite the remaining of our teachers to please come forward and line up on my left, your right, according to how you're listed in the program. And while we're doing that, let's give them all a round of applause. Barry Penning, Byron Union School District, Discovery Bay Elementary School, grade 4, 13 years of teaching.
So I had a lot of teachers that inspired me to teach, but two who were teachers growing up were my mom and dad, who are both here tonight working in education, and my dad working in the county, kind of kept it in the family business. So that's why I'm here.
Kelly Perkins, Mount Diablo Unified School District, Ignacio Valley High School, grades high school and young adults, special education, life skills, 27 years of teaching.
My second grade teacher, Mr. Kassab, he made learning fun. He jumped on his desk, closed the books, and he taught from the heart. Everything was real life, real experiences, and that's how I teach my kids.
Eric Radkovic, West Contra Costa Unified School District, Pinole Valley High School, grades 9 through 12, instrumental music, 18 years of teaching.
I have to thank my parents, Vincent and Mary Radkevich. They were the first who taught me to learn, so they were the best teachers I ever had. And the other teacher I had was a person I never met, a musician by the name of Frank Zappa, who one of the best quotes that I ever heard was, "Educate yourself if you have any guts."
Rosie Reed, Mount Diablo Unified School District, Northgate High School, grades 9 through 12, English, ELD, U.S. History, 16 years of teaching.
One teacher who inspired me is Deborah Ages, who is here today. She was my elementary school teacher, and she always made me feel like I was very smart, and she always made me feel like she liked me, and she's the reason I became a teacher.
Michael Ruibal, Pittsburgh Unified School District, Black Diamond High School, grades 10 through 12, mathematics, 10 years of teaching.
I was mentored by two teachers in the Mesa Engineering program and the LSAMP program at Sac State University. Those would be Dr. Lisa Taylor and Dr. Gary Shannon. So, thank you.
Andrea Salas, Martinez Unified School District, Alhambra High School, grades 9 through 12, computer science, math, and statistics, 23 years of teaching.
One of the many teachers who inspired me was Mrs. Ralston, my 4th grade teacher at St. Mary Ann's in Pico Rivera. She recognized as a 4th grader that I was more advanced in reading, so she gave me the only other book she had in her classroom, which was an adult romance novel. As a consequence, I learned a lot of new words, and I learned a lot about romance.
George Seymour, Oakley Union Elementary School District, O'Hara Park Middle School, grade 8, English Language Arts, 30 years of teaching.
I would have to say that I was inspired by Debbie Seymour, my wife, to become a teacher. She was teaching before I became a teacher, and she's been retired longer than I have, but I would have to say that she inspired me to become a teacher. Thank you.
Michelle Stark, Antioch Unified School District, Deer Valley High School, grades 9 through 12, music, 23 years of teaching.
My little 7th grade self playing the clarinet in the band in Alamogordo, New Mexico, and my director was Sylvia Alarcon. And that magic never left, and I'm still marveling that they pay me to have so much fun every day.
Carlene Stillman, Moraga School District, Joaquin Moraga Elementary, grades 6 through 8, mathematics, 16 years of teaching.
My most inspirational teacher was definitely my high school math teacher, Mr. Eden, who shared not only his passion for his subject matter, but also his quirky sense of humor with jokes such as, "Why should you wear glasses to your math class?" Because they help with division.
I got it. Took me a while to get that one. Division. Kathleen Walton, Acalanes Union High School District, Acalanes High School, grades 9 through 12, instructional support and leadership, 9 years of teaching.
Well, my inspiration really started watching my mom. My mom served in education for over 30 years as a special education teacher, and I had always had the utmost respect for her growing up, and then it continues. I feel like every day relationships that I build with the staff that I get to work with and my colleagues really inspires me to stay in the classroom and do the work that I do, so I feel really grateful. Thank you.
Scott Westfall. Yes, I got the name right. Scott Westfall. Lafayette School District, Burton Valley Elementary School, grade 4, 34 years of teaching. Remember that, Terry. Scott Westfall.
So, wow, it's bright. So my inspiration was my very first principal who hired me, Ben Shaw. And he was an amazing leader at the school. He loved his school. He loved the people in it. He always talked about we were a family. And that same family atmosphere exists today because he set the tone.
Melissa Wunshaw, Knightson Elementary School District, Knightson Elementary School, grades 5 through 8, math and science, 12 years of teaching.
My 6th grade teacher was named Mean Old Mrs. Hunter, and she taught us that it was okay to be quirky, it was okay to have fun, and it was okay to make 6th graders listen to Yanni, so I appreciate her a lot.
All right, let's please stand, give a standing ovation for our wonderful Teachers of the Year. Please, Marissa, thank you for coming up. Show them how much we appreciate them. Tonight is about them. This is all about star power. And thank you, Marissa, and to Paula, who were our 2017-18 Teachers of the Year, who represented our county at various events and activities, not only in our county, but actually throughout our state. So thank you for representing us so well. We appreciate all that you've done tonight. And yes, it's true. I have to admit, Scott Westfall, where are you, Scott? I apologize because there you are. Yeah. So we had this Oakland A's Big Appreciation Night, which was amazing. They put us up in the tree house, and all of our teachers were there, and it was this real good, feel good, warm event. And although it was raining outside, but we were watching the Warrior game, everyone was a good time. We announced all the teachers, and I forgot Scott. I know, and then I went through and everyone like, you forgot someone. I'm like, what? You forgot, who did I, Scott. Scott who? Scott, I'm so sorry, Scott. So, you know what, to make it up for you, Scott, to make it up to you, whenever I mention Scott's name in any way, shape, or form, can you just please give a round of applause? So, yes. So whether you're heading to the Westfall end of the room or the East Fall end of the room, and you feel like saying, great Scott, okay, we're good. All right. Scott, are we good? Okay, thank you.
4 of the Teachers of the Year have been selected by the judges, which include educators from the university and the K-12 system, representatives from business and the community. Those 4 teachers were selected as finalists for the title of Contra Costa County Teacher of the Year. They will each be introduced by one of their students or former students, and then they will describe what they've learned from their students. After they speak, I will announce the 2 Teachers of the Year who will represent Contra Costa County in the statewide Teacher of the Year program. First, we'll hear from Shanna Gagnon, San Ramon Valley Unified School District, California High School, introduced by her former student, Armand Carmenizadeh. Armand Carmenizadeh. I've been practicing.
Armand, come on up.
It's Kermanizadeh, by the way. Thank you, though. It's a good try. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Armand Kermanizadeh, and I'm a former student of Miss Gagnon, and I'm honored to be here today. I can't really say I'm surprised to see Mrs. Gagnon nominated. She's an amazing teacher, mother, mentor, and motivator. She's nothing short of a superhero. She has single-handedly created and nurtured the iQuest program to a whole new level. iQuest is a class available where students can learn professional and personal development skills through internships at actual organizations. When Mrs. Gagnon first took over the program, it only had 30 kids, and now that program has more than tripled. She puts her heart and soul into every single creative lesson plan, all while having the biggest smile on her face. Between managing a packed schedule, including teaching, running the entire iQuest department, and being the mother of 2 kids, she still manages to set some time apart to help former students like me. It is not typical for teachers to help former students, especially once they've graduated, but Mrs. Gagnon isn't and will never be a typical teacher. She goes above and beyond in all aspects of her life. Many of you may not know this, but Mrs. Gagnon left a position in the corporate world to follow her passion for teaching. Whether it be inside the classroom or in day-to-day life, Mrs. Gagnon has a fiery passion inside of her that never burns out. It's because of her drive that she's able to push students like me to become the best that we can be. I can say with 100% certainty that no matter what I do in my life, Mrs. Gagnon will always be there, smiling and cheering me on. Thank you, Mrs. Gagnon, for leading, for teaching, for listening, and for advising me, and for most importantly, changing my life. The skills that you've taught me and all of the other students who have been fortunate enough to have you will carry on for the rest of our lives. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for always believing me and pushing me to be the best that I can be. Thank you.
Robert John Meehan, a 1950s American educator, stated, "If you ask me what I came into this world to do, I will tell you without hesitation, I was born to be a teacher." Since my youth, everyone close to me implored me to teach. For one reason or another, I decided to initially pursue careers outside of education. I began my professional journey first in accounting and then as a retail buyer. I quickly discovered my greatest joy came from helping train and onboard other employees. This led me to seek a profession where I could teach others the skills and tools they needed to be successful on their respective journeys. Soon thereafter, I found myself a certified high school history teacher ready to change the world. Those that knew me best had been right all along. I spent the summer prior to my first official teaching job reading, listening to college-level lectures, and preparing detailed lesson plans. When the school year began, I was ready. I was ready to teach and to impart all the invaluable knowledge that I had collected over the years. When the first day of school began, I set out to teach my students. To my surprise, I quickly realized that in reality, these students were going to teach me more than I could ever imagine. The first lesson I learned would come quickly. On my first day of school, I welcomed a quite boisterous group of students into my classroom. While I knew that participation would not be a problem with this bunch, I made a mental note to reread a treasured classroom management book I kept from my credential program. Once class started, we instantly dove into a community building activity that involved a lot of movement, a lot of loud conversation, and a lot of desk shuffling. As our time together came to a close, I asked the students to ensure the room was as they found it before we said our goodbyes. This seemingly uncontrollable group instantly worked to put the room back together. As I walked around helping and thanking students, one spirited young lady quietly said, "No problem, Mrs. G. Teamwork makes the dream work." In that moment, I learned that by giving my students power in the classroom and by creating a student-centered, team-based learning environment, the things we could accomplish together would be incredible. From that moment to now, I have learned more lessons from my students than I ever thought possible. My students taught me that my voice is not the most important one in the room. They taught me that while life is full of things we are supposed to do, it should also be full of things we want to do. My students taught me to live life on purpose and with passion, and that when you do this, you truly come alive. They taught me to always be courageous, even when it scares you, that the impossible is just that until you do it. My students taught me that smiling really does make you feel better. They taught me that the most important thing an educator can do is to form relationships with their students. My students taught me to show up when those you love need you. They taught me to say yes. When you are involved and say yes, life is a lot more exciting. My students taught me not to run away from adversity, but to lean into it and to be resilient in its presence.
They taught me that while we will experience challenging moments that are out of our control, we can control how we respond to those challenges. They taught me to listen, even when I wanted to talk, and a lot of times I really wanted to talk. My students taught me the importance of adventure and to enjoy the journey. Sometimes not knowing how things will end is the fun part. When I became a teacher, I set out to teach my students, but in reality, they taught me. And that is my main message tonight. Never show up thinking you're the teacher. You're always the student, a student in the study of life. The pursuit of knowledge will give you the utmost fulfillment. I speak from one of my life's greatest experiences, getting to know the real teachers, my students. I implore anyone working in or entering into education to never forget the focus of our work, our students. Their voices are strong. Their lessons are powerful. It is up to us to create the space in which true learning and growth can occur by valuing student voice and being a champion for all students. To my students, thank you for teaching me life's greatest lessons. Thank you.
Kelly Perkins, Mount Diablo Unified School District, Ignacio Valley High School. Introduced by former student Alex Garcia, his mother, Sean Garcia.
Hello, my name is Alex Garcia. I am honored to introduce Miss Kelly Perkins. She was always a helpful, nice, funny, and creative teacher. One of my favorite memories was creating music videos in her class. One year, we made a music video as a Father's Day surprise. My dad loved it. The whole class, including Miss Perkins, danced and sang to the song Party in the USA. She even got the bus driver, teachers, principal, and other students to be in the video. It was so much fun. Miss Perkins is a really great teacher and deserves to be Teacher of the Year. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Alex is why I teach, right there. Thank you, Alex. My students have taught me over the years many important things that I will carry with me the rest of my life. Yes, they taught me how to love, how to have amazing patience, how to persevere on difficult days, but more importantly, they taught me lessons that most people don't learn in their lifetime. I've learned from my students that no matter their disability, whether it be autism, Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, Tourette's, Williams, Rett syndrome, traumatic brain injury, severe speech impediments, that every student is unique, important, and can achieve great things. My students have taught me that medically fragile means life and death situations, and my students are trusting me with their lives, so I'm always extra aware of their needs every minute of every day. My students with epilepsy have taught me that having seizures is very scary for them and at times quite painful, and how a calm, soothing voice during these intense moments helps to bring them more calmly and safely out. I've learned from many students with autism that noises such as fire alarms are as scary to them as what falling out of a speeding airplane without a parachute might be to me, and that is gut-wrenching terror. terror that would cause a student to run into a busy street just to escape the sounds. They have taught me that people with autism don't think like you and me, but often in the most interesting and puzzling ways. Using my brain power and patience to solve the mystery is always fascinating and rewarding. One student, Peter, taught me this early in my career, the day he came in screaming, "Get me out of here!" I was dumbfounded because he was always happy. After about 20 minutes and many questions, such as, "Is something hurting you? Did somebody bother you on the bus? Did you see a spider?" I listened and watched him and was quiet. He pulled on his sweatshirt and he said it again, "Get me out of here." I asked a different question. "Peter, do you want help taking off your sweatshirt?" I helped him off with his sweatshirt and he danced away with his ribbon, happy Peter once more. I've learned that students with cerebral palsy can have deep depression over the loss of living what we call a normal life, a life where people get married and have a family. It breaks my heart, but it breaks his more. He's an amazing young man with a sharp mind trapped in an imperfect body. I pray that one day an incredible woman will realize the treasure that this young man is, and they find love. He deserves a chance at love and happiness like everyone else. One year I had this amazing student, I'll call Patricia. She was smart, fun, funny, and a leader in my classroom. I found out she was beaten by her father when she came to school one day with a split lip and a black eye. Without going into too much detail, after many phone calls with CPS and the Mexican-American consulate, Patricia needed a place to stay for a few months while they figured out what the next step was for her so that she could walk the stage at graduation with her peers rather than being put on the next plane out of the country. Even though this was an extremely challenging time for my family, since I went through a difficult divorce and I lost my home, having to move back in with my parents, I knew that Patricia needed me. We decided to take her in and help her in any way that we could. I assumed that I was coming to her rescue and was doing a service for her, when in fact it was the opposite case. I opened up a place for Patricia to live, but she opened up her heart to us. She taught me that coming from a broken home, a broken family, and a difficult situation does not define you, but instead can make you stronger. She taught my kids and me how to laugh and have fun despite the challenges going on around us. Patricia was full of love, even though her family did not give it to her. Ever since then, I've aspired to be more like this student. She was brave, kind, and never afraid to move forward towards her goals. My students have taught me that all lives are important and matter, and that all students do make a difference, no matter their race, gender, socioeconomic background, nor whether they walk or roll in a chair, whether they speak in a different language with a communication device or selectively choose not to speak at all, whether they have a disability or are gifted with extraordinary talents. All lives matter. My students taught me they are worth every minute of instruction that their general education peers are, and every penny. I wouldn't change one life lesson that my students have taught me, and I know they will continue to teach me in the years to come. Our motto at Ignacio Valley High School is "Dare to make a difference," but a motto is just a motto unless put into action. I work every day at making a difference in my students' lives, and in closing, I encourage each one of us here to dare to make a difference in a student's life. They are the present and our future. Thank you.
Rosie Reed, Mount Diablo Unified School District, Northgate High School, introduced by former student El Rohith Mulakat and Eleanor Easton.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rohith.
And I'm Alora.
And we are former students of Miss Reed. We had a really hard time fitting this into 1 minute because Miss Reed is just that awesome, but we're going to try our best. Rohit and I are both former students of Miss Reed and mentors in her English language development class, so we see more than anyone the care that she has for both her students and her job.
I came into Miss Reed's class without a care in the world, not able to think beyond surface level problems, but after going through lots of social issues and thinking a lot and very long and hard, I would find myself just staying after class in her talking to her about these issues that were seemingly new to me. Miss Reed opened my eyes while simultaneously scolding me for using cliches.
Okay, writing has never come easily to me, and after taking Miss Reed's class, I not only found that my writing was incredibly improved, but I also found myself wanting to write and to express myself and also to address the social issues that I'm really passionate about. We also admire her progressive passion from meeting with me and each one of my peers outside of class just to talk about our ideas for our essays, to just a couple of weeks ago when she approached Rohit and I with her campaign to diversify our school's library.
We both agree that Miss Reed is unlike any other teacher we've had before, and so we are more than happy to introduce the one and only Miss Reed.
If there's one thing I've learned in my 17 years as a classroom teacher, it's that each of us wants to feel seen, heard, and that we matter, right? In fact, let's try something. Raise your hand if you like when people take the time to recognize the work you've done. Raise one finger if you have at least one interesting story to tell. Wiggle your fingers if you like when people listen to you. Clap your hands if you enjoy seeing people who remind you of yourself in history books, literature, movies, the government. Just as I suspected, we all want to feel seen, heard, and that we matter. And so do our students. But if I'm being completely honest, it's only since I've had kids of my own that I've come to recognize some of my own blind spots. I have 5 kids. 3 are girls and 2 are boys. 3 are African American and 2 are white. 1 is part of the LGBTQ+ community. 1 has developmental delays. My kids are beautiful. My kids are unique. My kids have helped me see some of my implicit biases. You see, when my son, who is white, was born, we went out and bought books. We bought whole bookcases full of books. And as we really only hang out with the very best people, other educators like yourselves, they gave us countless books as well. We read these books to my son in utero. We read them to him when he came home from the hospital, and we continued reading them to him daily. But when we adopted my daughter, who was African American, when she was 11 months old, I quickly realized what so many parents of kids of color have long known. The stories I'd read my son quite literally thousands of times were mostly the stories of white children by white authors, and most of the heroes were boys. Now, of course, I had never intentionally sought out books with white characters. I just hadn't thought about it. I just wasn't paying attention. But now that I had an African American daughter, we needed diversity. If you could all take your fists like this and bang it on the table and say, "We needed diversity," that's how I felt. What's wrong with this story? Why had I never considered the diversity of my white son's books? Why had I only really needed to make diversity and representation priorities when I adopted a little girl who was a person of color? The great book crisis at my home was solved by a few quick Amazon deliveries, but the fact of my own white privilege and my embarrassment about my sheer lack of awareness of it remained. As an English teacher, I began to look at the standard English curriculum. What does that look like? If you ask Dr. Google what are the most commonly taught novels in American high school English classes, every list that comes back looks pretty much the same. Can you guess the most popular titles? Let's make it a little game. I'm going to call out the names of books,
And if you read that book when you were in school, or you've taught that book, I want you to clap your hands. But if you didn't read that book in school, and you haven't taught it, I want you to stop clapping. Got it? Clapping means I read it in school, or I've taught it. No clapping means I didn't read it in school, and I haven't taught it. The Catcher in the Rye. Romeo and Juliet. Of Mice and Men. The Great Gatsby. Huck Finn. Yeah, I read all those books when I was in high school too. And I've taught each of them as well. That's probably because they are really good books. But strangely, I don't remember reading a single book by a woman or a person of color in all of high school. That was a long time ago, I know, but Dr. Google reminds us through a variety of trusty lists that these patterns remain. Just think about it. All those stories we never got to hear. Now, as you all can see, I have an exceptionally cute white husband. Jeffrey, give a little wave, would you? And I have an equally awesome white son. I by no means want to see people who look like them erased from the curriculum. But what message does this mostly white, mostly male curriculum send to all of our students about whose story is important enough to be told at school? As the Dominican-American writer Junot Diaz puts it, if you want to make a human being into a monster, deny them, at the cultural level, any reflection of themselves. Now, you may be thinking, what about books by women and people of color that are frequently taught in high schools? Be fair, Miss Reed. Okay, let's go there. Did you read in school or have you taught? Get your clapping hands ready. You ready? Their Eyes Were Watching God. Things Fall Apart. House on Mango Street. The Bluest Eye. That wasn't as loud. These books are commonly taught in American high schools today, and they do add tremendous richness to the English curriculum. The problem is that they are few, and because we seldom read more than one book by a person of a particular racial group, a woman, or a member of the LGBTQ+ community, that book often becomes the singular representation of that group that our students are exposed to. Sadly, there's no quick fix to these deeply entrenched issues, but I do offer two solutions. First, we need to seek a balance of stories and storytellers in English class, and probably in many other subjects as well. A token diverse book here or there can never be enough. True change is only possible when we let go of some of the classics that we were taught, and that we really love and love to teach, and we decide to invite many new voices into the curriculum. Second, while you may not have ever suffered the great diverse books crisis that hit my home and classroom hard, I urge you, check your systems for equity. What are your blind spots? What beliefs or routines do you do each year just because you were taught that way, or because they've always worked just fine for you, or because everybody else does it that way? What aren't you paying attention to? Because by not thinking about these issues, we're perpetuating a status quo that is fundamentally inequitable and that denies many of our students their equal humanity. Believe me, I know how hard it can be to face your own blind spots, but we owe it to all of our students to try. Thank you.
Andrea Salas, Martinez Unified School District, Alhambra High School, introduced by former student and second grade teacher at Durham Elementary School, Julie Carmona Shaw.
Just to get out of the way, she never shared the romance novel with me. Maybe I wasn't as bright. Okay, sorry, that was my one thing. Okay, so I am truly honored to be here tonight among so many amazing educators, all deserving of recognition. The educator I have the privilege of introducing has played an integral part in my life. As most educators usually do, she took on many roles to ensure I felt supported. Initially, as my high school math teacher, and then after-school tutor, mentor, friend, she truly became my family. But most importantly, she was and still is a believer in me. I've always felt that she set herself apart from others in her craft because she enabled her career to become a calling. a woman with tremendous star power that touched my heart to where I could only feel that sky's the limit. And now, as an educator myself, 12 years in, because of her, I can pass that message along to my students as well. I just feel truly blessed to have her in my life. I could not think of a greater influence that I've had, and I'm just very grateful for her. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Miss Andrea Salas.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you. When I started my career 25 years ago as a high school teacher in Oakland, California, I knew from day one I had a lot to learn. I was thrust into an unfamiliar culture in an unfamiliar city, hundreds of miles from the people and places that had shaped me and how I thought about the world. Barely 3 months out of college, and with only 6 weeks of boot camp-style teacher training under my belt, I brought to my first classroom a martyr's dedication, a strong sense of purpose, and what turned out to be a very false presumption of authority. The enthusiasm with which I attempted to deliver those first and meticulously planned lessons were met with equal fervor by students who wanted to teach me lessons about power and about respect, both giving it and getting it. This was their neighborhood, their streets, their school. They were going to resist until I quickly went the way that so many others like me had gone, back home or back to whatever entitled place I had come from. As time went on and I became more invested in the lives of my students and our community, I began to learn new and better lessons about culture and pride, resilience in the face of unimaginable trauma, and the importance of extended family in the life of a child whose nuclear family had become either non-existent or highly dysfunctional. But there was another lesson that I learned from my students and their families that continues to inform everything I do, from how I vote, where I choose to put my professional focus, and how I view my place in the world. It has led me to a place of deep gratitude and has made me a champion for those students who lack in some form the thing that they taught me the meaning of, and that thing is called privilege. Growing up, no one I knew would have called me privileged. I was raised in a modest neighborhood, only a little bit east of East LA. My dad drove a freight truck for 40 years, and after raising 4 girls to the age where we could be left alone after school for a few hours, my mom went to work on the night shift as a vocational nurse. The bills always got paid, and there was always food on the table, but there wasn't a whole lot left for extras. When I looked at the images on TV and in movies of prep school kids living in big houses with expensive cars and designer clothes, all on the other side of LA, I saw what I thought was the true definition of privilege. And yet the alternative narrative depicted through those same mediums, the tales of mean streets and broken families, never caused me to see my own privilege by comparison. All that changed when I met those students my first year of teaching. These weren't actors in some sad tale about the hood. These were real kids who had experienced real heartache and real struggle. It was through their eyes, their fierce determination to survive and to get an education, that I finally understood my own privilege. I flexed my privilege when I drove into my students' neighborhoods to teach each day, and then when I drove right back out at the end of the day. I exercised privilege every time I returned home for the holidays to the relatively peaceful cul-de-sac I grew up on, and then visiting friends in the relaxed beach communities they had moved to after college. Then one day, at the end of my 5th year of teaching, I used my privilege to walk away from the chronic stress of teaching in East Oakland and a community of families that did not have the privilege to simply walk away like I did. At that point, struggling to decide if teaching was truly my path, I eventually carried the force of those lessons to Martinez, where for the past 19 years, I have dedicated myself to serving the students of that community who are also missing out on the social, economic, and academic benefits of privilege. Those students, and the colleagues I have the awesome opportunity to serve with have continued my education in how to be a better teacher and how to be a better human. To sustain my practice, I've had to let go of a lot of the things that typically hold us all back, things like pride, control, and a rush to judgment. Some of the lessons I've learned haven't been easy, but it's an expectation I have for myself, as well as all of my fellow educators, that every year we agree to return to the classroom. We also agree to be a role model. And for both of those callings, there will never be an end to the lessons our students can teach us. Thank you.
One more round of applause for our 4 finalists for County Teacher of the Year. Thank you all. That was inspiring. I would like to ask that each of our 4 finalists remain after the presentation, as we have special Teacher of the Year awards for all 4 of you. Let me see if I can show it. Yeah, no, it's in a box, but it's really cool. It's like this apple. Okay. It's really nice, trust me. Okay, now it is time to announce the 2 Teachers of the Year who will represent Contra Costa County in the state competition. But before we do that, no, it's okay, it's all right. We have a special prize for one person in our audience because the Concord Hilton, Karen, can you grab the certificate down here? Yes. So the Concord Hilton has donated a one-night stay, just one night stay at the Hilton, and I think it's like Thursday through Sunday, so it's really good. Right? Because usually like Monday through Thursday, you get them. Plus a complimentary breakfast. It's probably all you can eat, as far as I know. For 2 at their restaurant, The Plate and the Vine, a $450 value. Thank you to the Concord Hilton. Thank you very much. And our lucky winner, if you will all reach under your chair, and if you find a green, wadded up piece of bubble gum. No, I'm just kidding. Like, oh my God, you all did it. That's very funny. No, I've got names in the basket. I'm going to have Karen pick a name. You know. If you did find a green piece of bubble gum, though, we'll have something for you because that was pretty brave. All right. And the winner of our gift certificate for the Concord Hilton, you and a special loved one, goes to Lynn Alamillo, San Ramon Valley Unified, Bella Vista. Now at Montero Elementary. Lynn, come on up. There she is. Okay, you ready? All right.
So I am pleased to announce our 2 Contra Costa County Teachers of the Year. Please help me to congratulate (2018-19) Teachers of the Year. Kelly Perkins, Mount Diablo Unified School District. and Rosie Reed, Mount Diablo Unified School District, Northgate High School.
This job is really hard, but it's really worth it.
Looking out in the audience and the people that are here, the 22 teachers, you guys are awesome, and I'm honored to represent our county. And you guys keep doing what you do, because I'm so proud of all of you teachers in the room. Thank you.
Okay, well, congratulations again to each of our honorees, all 22 of our Teachers of the Year. Give them one more round of applause, please. All right, we are almost finished here, but before we do send you off on your merry way, anybody off tomorrow? No? Everybody have school? No? I know East County, you're getting ready to, oh, sorry. Okay. All right. I won't keep you much longer, I promise. This is Karen Sakata's last Teacher of the Year event, and so we wanted to recognize her in a special way. And I know she's going to have many, many recognitions between now and January of 2025 when she actually, no, I'm sorry, in 2019 when she leaves. But we have a special Star Power Award for Karen, and it says, Karen Sakata, champion for students, always and forever, the star of Contra Costa County. So, Karen, thank you for all that you do, all that you've done. We miss you already, and you're the best.
It has been an honor. 42 years have gone by in a blink, and I have been so fortunate. I've loved every job that I've ever had. I spent over 30 years in the Mount Diablo Unified School District, started as a special educator, never thought that I would ever be a principal, let alone county superintendent of schools. And I am truly honored to represent the 177,000 students, all of you educators and administrators. It's been an honor to represent you and all that you do for the kids in Contra Costa County. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
All right, we are going to end this wonderful evening with a final thank you to all of you for being with us. Take your box, please. I just want to throw out a special thank you to our communications department, to Janine Yor, Megan Krakoff, Jonathan Lance, and most of all Diane Morell, who is our Teacher of the Year coordinator, for making this go, because this program's not just tonight. It's 12 months out of the year, seriously, and we work. I'm just blown away. I mean, I came from a school district for 20 years working in communications, and to see the level of detail that goes into a program like this, because we see how important it is to honor, again, the most noble profession on the planet, is truly inspiring. So thank you to those people, all of you who make this possible, and to all of our volunteers and everybody else. So thank you.